diamonds are forever. Flows on open and caresses.
Michael, it's another point on the board after a 2-2 draw with Hinckley Leicester Road. Give us your thoughts on that one.
Tale of two halves, I think. Obviously we started really well, got noses in front. Kind of had a bit of a lie town moment where we kind of stepped off after that, didn't we? We got a bit deep and allowed them to start getting into a bit of momentum. Probably got what we deserved at the time. We conceded 2 goals. But at half time, it was a discussion where we needed to go and find that next level, and we needed a spark, and we got that, I think. And like you said, the resilience of the lads to keep going. We got that goal, probably could have nicked it at the end as well. So on a whole, pleasing.
Unsurprisingly, you went with an unchanged team after what was a phenomenal performance and victory at Sporting Cowser. But as you say there, just that bit of a drop-off in performance in that first half seemed to allow them to get on top. And I guess at times you were bypassed by their quality. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, 100%. Look, we have to be honest. At times, their quality in that first half was really good. We couldn't get close enough. We was about half a yard off every player, which we spoke about at half time. It was just about got a bit closer to him. Don't show him too much respect. And I said, second half was completely different. I think they had one good chance, snapshot that's gone wide. Other than that, we nullified them to very little. We obviously scored our goal, had chances at the end, disallowed goal, which I think was the right call, but it was very close. So, yeah, look, it's pleasing. It's a point. It's another game without a defeat. So, yeah, look, we'll just keep going.
We take it back to the very start. Nice to see your side scoring from another one of Blue McNeil's long throws, a weapon that served you so well in the early stages of the season, and another that's paid dividends for you tonight.
Yeah, look, we have to realise what time of year it is. Like I said, the pitch isn't the greatest, so probably add that bit of difference, and that long throw is certainly a weapon, when he can throw it so flat and he throws it flat. It's hard to defend against. A little flick, and there's 2 or 3 times today we nearly got that second ball, and yeah, like I said, we it works. We're getting results off it, so why change it?
I guess it was a prolonged spell that they had after that first goal went in, although their goals did go in a little 5-minute cluster. What can you offer as perhaps an explanation for those 2 goals?
I just think that maybe the 10-day break's not done us any well. I think we weren't at the tempo we've been the last 3 games, which is difficult because, like I said, we said this before this season. We always seem to have a good run and then have a good break, but it's hard to replicate that training, keep that match tempo going. But like I said, the pleasing thing is that we stayed in the game. We got into half time. I know we were 2-1 down, but we put plans in place to help second half, and it worked. And like I said, we had the strength and depth in the squad to bring on players and made differences. So,
was it part of the remit at half time just to build them up again for the reasons that you say, because you've had this break, rather than saying this is what you need to do, this is why perhaps things are going against you, and this is how you can go and put it right?
Yeah, spot on. Like I said, we weren't great, but we weren't that bad. It wasn't a point where we needed to put a rocket into them, as they say. It was just little things. We just needed to get a bit closer at times to their midfield players, stop them playing out into the wide areas where they were extremely dangerous, and we did that. And I said this group's always had that resilience in them, to battle to the end, and we get stronger as the games go on. We've always said that, and said there was opportunities there to nick it. I think EJ's had a half chance from another long throw at the end that's saved and gone out for a corner. We've had a couple of headers. But look, like I said, we've come away with a point. That's the pleasing thing. We take that into the weekend now, which is another game that we can go and hopefully win.
And although you didn't create bucket loads of chances in that second half, you've got a proper seasoned striker in the building, and your side are just in one of those veins of form where they just don't know when they're beaten at the moment, and the character in your side is there to see.
Yeah, that's what you've got to have, that character within the group. When times get tough, and we've had tough times, and they've stuck together, they battled, they carried on going, and they knew that they'd changed the fortunes. I said we brought in some fresh faces. David, been outstanding since he's come in the door. You've brought in Marcel, who another player that's going strength to strength. Isaac's back now from his illness as well last week, and he really grew into that second half. Getting him on the ball. But like I said, when you've got a goal scorer like Burrows in there that just knows where especially the first goal, he knew where it turned, swivel, hit. And then the second goal, the composure just to put the ball in the net. Like you said, it's a difference making for us. It gives you a bit more confidence going forward as a group. When you're putting your ball in the right area, someone's going to be on the end of it.
Just a couple of squad-related questions. Firstly, on your 2 MK Dons loanees, Marcel Gazinski and Isaac Olale, I believe the expiry for their loan is coming up soon. Is that something you're planning to extend?
Yeah, so it ended after the Sport and Council game. So we've extended that now. So that's now been extended, which is brilliant. Both boys come in and be a real difference, real freshener of faces. So yeah, look, it was a no-brainer, especially Mars has been played a lot of minutes being in here, and I think he's made a difference going forward. That composure he's got, that clever brain and bringing players in, and a bit of quality as well. So yeah, really good that we've got them over the line, and looking forward to working with them.
Is there another month on that, or is that end
I
of
think
season?
It's currently, I believe, end of the season. So yeah, look, but obviously anything goes on, they can be recalled. What these clubs are like, so we have to respect that. But look, while they're here, they're our boys. They're part of this group. They're going to make a massive difference going forward, and we'll welcome him in.
And I just wanted to ask about Dominic Vosowski again, because we spoke about him at Bugbrook. He was obviously ill at the time. Is there any other update on him that you can provide?
No, not at the moment. Like I said, it's Dom's gone quiet on us. We don't really know where he's at. So for us, we focus on the boys that are here in the building, that are turning up every session that we put on and every match. So for that, we don't know where that's going at the moment. So, but like I said, we'll focus on the boys that are in the building.
And how pleased are you with the squad that you've got? It's not massively different to the side, if any different, to the side that went on that 10-game winless run, but you've now taken 10 points from the last 12 available.
Yeah, I think we've been unlucky at times. Like I said, there has been illness, injury, so we've had a small squad. But at the moment, I think there's a real depth to it. Like I said, when you can bring off Tijan at centre-half and bring on Chaz, that's probably been one of the best players this season for us, just shows you. And like I said, Cairo coming in after his suspension, another player that's really good at this level going forward. He made a massive difference today. And like I said, you've got Isaac, you've got Ethan, that, like I said, they come on, they change games, and that's what you need at times when things are going a little bit flat, a bit stale. You just need that fresh face, and they've definitely got that. So like I said, we're pleased at where we're at. We went through some tough times, but that's football. But like I said, we always kept faith in that group, and that's what we had to do. And few tweaks, few additions, said it just made all the difference.
And on to the weekend, it's Boldmere St Michael's away, a side that you beat here at Hayden Road earlier in the season. But this time, of course, you're going away from home onto their artificial pitch, and it's the start of what's going to be a very busy period. 7 games to come in March.
Yeah, look, but this is what you want, isn't it? When you're on a good, rich vein of form like we are, you want them games to keep bouncing. It's difficult when you have your breaks, but look, nothing changes for us. We'll be back on the training pitch Thursday. We'll be talking amongst the staff tomorrow, I'm sure, and so we'll be looking at that footage we get and what we can do to go and help them. And like I said, we've got players that will go on to that Astro and they'll come into their own, and we can cause a lot of problems for them. And I'm sure they'll cause us problems. But look, when we're in this form, you've got to be positive, go forward, and just go and win the games now.
Adam, well done on another point here this evening after a 2-2 draw with Hinckley. Just give us your perspective from the goalkeeping position.
I thought started the game really bright, but then we seemed to stop doing the basics, what we've been doing really well recently in the last 3 games, which, to be fair, they actually popped it around quite well on that pitch, which teams will struggle week in, week out on that. And we just let them back into the game, unfortunately. I will be honest, from my view, the pen was very soft, / he was quite clever in what he did. But I was just said to more at half time after the gaffer spoke, just keep doing the basics, what we do well, turning teams in behind, because as you're seeing out there, when you're chasing, you ask any defender chasing against their own goal, they've got to clear it or they've got to try to do something funky, and players at this level, they'll make a mistake. And like we do. And if they clear it well,
Yep.
and if they clear it well, then we've got a great weapon with Blue, with the throw-ins, of course, absolute chaos all game, left and right side. So, but no, I think a point was probably fair. But they had their spell, their front 2, to be fair, just wouldn't stop running, and they caused us problems. But I think 2-2 is fair.
I guess that drop-off in the first half was going to be more noticeable, given how well you've been playing recently, the form you've been in, and some of the performances you put in, particularly away at Calcer. But would you put it more down to the quality of Hinckley rather than perhaps your own team's levels?
Do you know, I think, because we had 10 days off, I had good recovery. I think because we scored so early, it was a bit like, oh, we've got this. But I could see from my point of view, you probably heard me shouting on the video. I was just constantly saying, just like, we need to switch on, just do the basics. People weren't talking to each other. Hinckley, to be fair, I think we gave him a bit too much respect at times. Credit to him, though, they played some good stuff, and their left wing was decent, striker was decent, right wing was, they were just all steady players. And their little 10 with a free kick, who tried to shoot every time for some reason. Don't know if that was something against me. But no, they were decent. But I think the reaction from the second half was good, to be fair. And it's good to have the fans actually create a bit of noise in the atmosphere, because we do appreciate it as players. I know it's it wasn't a bad evening, to be fair, was it, in the end? But we do appreciate the fans. So the more that come, the better.
And just how pleasing there was it that you were, the light keeps going off. It's a regular theme here. Yeah. But how pleasing was it that you were able to stay in the game, even at 2-1 down, where you weren't creating loads and loads of chances, but you still kept plugging away and you got that equaliser in the end?
Yeah, it's just believing, staying in the game for the first 10-15 minutes was really crucial, which we did. And then we just started to grow and grow and grow. And it was, well, to be fair, it was a ball from me in behind and across from David, that post, Nathan. It was as simple as that. Now, I know people, us as players, we want to play football, but there's times on that pitch where you can't, and you just have to turn and then try and compete. But no, the way we come back was really good, and yeah, can't really fault the effort in the end.
I just wanted to touch on the fans as well, because you've mentioned the support since you've arrived here, and there's no doubt that the fans have really warmed to you since you've joined the club. I think you had a 100% winning record before tonight. Yeah. But how do the fans here compare to perhaps some of the other clubs you've been at? Because you've been up and played at a high level as well.
I think there's a good fan base. There's a core of 300, 400. If you can get them every week, and when the weather gets better, or if they can bring their family friends, it creates a good atmosphere for us. Because I've played in games where you play in front of 70, 80 fans, and not in a vain way. It just doesn't feel,
just doesn't spur you on as much. I guess.
Spur you on. I'd happily play in front of 2,300, 3,000 a week. Sorry. Obviously, it's not going to happen every week, but I think it brings out more for the players, and it creates an atmosphere. Like when we nicked the equaliser, the place completely erupted, and it was so much better. And you could tell by the players as well. It gives us a bit of a kick on, which we need. We know that the football ain't always pretty at times, and the fans get annoyed, and I get annoyed. But it's just about sticking behind us, staying with us, and like I said, like you said, I've been here for 4 games. We've got 10 points. You give us another 4 games, and we give you another 10 points. that'll stick as 8th, 9th, 7th, something like that. And you never know. Just need to keep ticking over.
And just on the move itself, because you were playing regularly at Step 3 with Redditch and then Bedford. Firstly, how did the opportunity come around? But also, what was it that attracted you to join the Diamonds? What was it about the club that convinced you to sign?
So, so many, many years ago, when is it Andy Peakes is the manager?
Yeah.
I remember playing. I was at Bedworth. I did a year at Step 2 when I was 19, 20. And I remember playing here away on a Tuesday night, and we got absolutely battered. And there must have been about 1,000 here, but I loved it. And it was like, it's a very well-known non-league club. It's a very big club. So after the unfortunate exits of my year this year, when this opportunity came up, I just wanted some consistency, and I wanted to play, and I wanted a bit of a challenge, to be honest, because when I first come in, the change room was a little bit like, oh, we're not sure about relegation, but I can't have a relegation on my CV. I'm sorry. I want to be as high up the table as possible. And you never know. You never know.
And I guess moving forward as well, now that survival is almost certain, I'm sure you'll want a few more points just to make it absolutely clear of the bottom 3. But going into next year as well, I'm sure you want to push up that table even more and be involved. And as you say, that will bring the fans in. That'll bring that feel-good factor back again.
Yeah, I think the thing is with this league, as long as you do the basics well and everyone's on the same page, anyone can beat anyone apart from Corn this year.
It's incredible, isn't it? 20 points clear, I think.
Yeah, fair play to him. And it's just building that consistency, and a good changing room takes you places. Like last year, I got the playoffs in Step 3, and the changing room was really, really good. And to be fair, the changing room here is good. It's just trying to, when you get that 1 or 2 or 3 wins, it's trying to keep that. Like tonight, we drew, wanted to win, but as long as we didn't lose, it keeps us going on that momentum. It's 4 unbeaten now. We're going to Bournemouth, St Michael's on the weekend looking for 3 points, which is what we need to go for. If we want to, you never know, nick a spot. Football's a crazy game. So, yeah.
And I just wanted to ask about that Boldmere game coming up this Saturday. A side that Diamonds do seem to have a good record against over the years. What do you know about them and what you expecting from them?
Ooh, I know they've got a 4G. Played on it a few times. A bit run down now.
Quite dark, isn't it?
It is quite dark, yeah. It's a good setup there. It's a good club. Yeah. What I know about them is they like to try and play football as much as they can. And it's a great question. I haven't done all my research yet. I know that they are 10th in the league or 9th in the league. There are a couple of others.
I think they're just above us. Yeah, they might be just below us.
Yeah,
actually.
If we beat them, we'll go 3 points clear of them, and we'll probably leapfrog another 2 teams, and then we're 9th. But no, I know they like to try and play football, which we do on Astra Reserve. Like Sporting Calce is a great example. That's the first time we played on Astra. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
when I was here. And we played some great stuff.
There's a few Astros, but I think that was the first.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, because we got Boulder and then we got Coleshill, I think, or something. But no, there's it'll be a good test for us on Saturday. But there's no reason why we should not get 3 points, and that's what we're going for.
I don't need love.